Hi everyone. I got a college basketball play for you tonight. William and Mary +6 at Delaware. Total is 153 and a half. Let me first apologize for this horrible decor. I'm at a hotel here in Austin, Texas at a work conference. So bear with me. We're doing a little bit of a remote spot. Um, our overall record this year, 21, 15, and 1 for this project. Feel very good. I think my last 6 bets have all hit. So really, really satisfied with the way things are going, and hopefully with this project, some of you have learned about the multitude of options that you have available if you're deciding that you are going to bet on games. And so for myself, I do like to think about the options that I have, but not get so diverse as to sort of bog myself down in things that I don't understand or try to focus on too many things at once. So I know some people are live bet gurus and they love to put 20 live bets on a game to try to get some middle. Or if you're like a fantasy football player and you like to bet on games, you like to do just props. I don't like to get as far into that, but I do like to look at spreads, totals, team totals, first half, maybe sometimes the second half, just depending on how the game is going. And so last night was a key example, and it was a game that I did a write-up for, not a video, and that was the Pitt Georgia Tech game. It landed right around the number at Pitt -7, and so there was a lot of fighting going on Twitter about who actually got the number, or hey, if you were on 7 and you bought the 6.5, you won, but if you took Pitt late at 7.5, you paid that extra half and you lost. And so I thought that maybe the option was there for a road game. I didn't love the spread, Pitt laying so many points, but I did like the team total. And so once the team total gets over, it's over. Or once the total for a game goes over, it's over. And so, Pitt was the clear favorite, and they won by that amount. But just depending on when you bought Pitt, you may not have cashed a ticket. You may have pushed or lost. And so it's important to kind of think of everything that you have available at your disposal if you are going to put your money on a game. So with that being said, we're going to look at this game, William and Mary +6 at Delaware. Again, total 153 and a half. And so just for first things first, let's look at each team's scoring average on the season. And this is for the entire season. There's only been a total of 3 CAA games played between these two teams, so there's not really enough data there to look at. But as far as the scoring total on the season, William and Mary is averaging 74 points per game, and Delaware averaging 81 points per game. So their defensive totals, so this is what their opponents are getting against them. William and Mary, their teams playing William and Mary are scoring 71 points per game, and Delaware's opponents are scoring 78.6 points per game. That's right, Delaware gives up almost 80 points per game to the teams that they play. They score a lot, but they give up a lot. So now I've written Delaware up before, but I just wanted to sort of recap the way the team is built. The most prolific scorer on the team is their senior guard, Devin Sadler, and they've got other good players. Jarvis Threat is, definitely he started all the games this season. He's a very good player as well. But, they get most of their points lately when he plays from Devin Sadler. Now, he started the first 2 games of the season. He was suspended for conduct detrimental to the team, and now he's averaging about 34, 35 points per game. He does not start. Marvin King Davis or Carl Baptiste starts the game, and then at the first media timeout, Devin Sadler usually gets subbed in. And so even with that, he's averaging 22 points per game, just to give you a little idea of the way the team is built. Now, with this in mind, it's also important to understand that Delaware, in the first half of games, their overall scoring margin is -2. So they are a slow starter, and part of this is due to Sadler not coming in immediately at the outset. He's coming in off the bench. Apparently, he hasn't earned his spot back on the team. So that is something to keep in mind if you ever see Delaware or a team catching a lot of points against Delaware. In my write-up that I did with Hofstra, they were catching 8. They ended up winning outright by about 4 or 5. And so I don't see that too much in this spot. William and Mary is only catching 3 at the first half. I'm not in love with that spot, so I'm going to pass on it. But it's definitely something to keep an eye on as the season goes on, or until Delaware starts to get their first half issues worked out. So my play on this game is to go over the full game team total of 153.5, and here is why I like this. So only once this season has Delaware been held under 80 points at home, and this was a 77-point effort against Liberty. Now, in 2 conference games so far, the Hens are 2-0 to the over. And in these 2 games, the pregame total was 148.5, and in their 2 games thus far, they've averaged 159 points. So they're going over the pregame total by about 10.5 points. So I find it very unlikely that the Tribe at Delaware can keep Delaware under the 80 at Delaware's gym, where nobody's been able to keep them under 80 all season. So for William and Mary, their last 3 contests are 3-3 to the over, and I've got this little chart posted up on my write-up at hashtag Black and Teal CBB. Their last 3 contests are 3-3 to the over, and they've gone over the total by +9, +15, and +28 points. So William and Mary, some very late overs as well recently. And so, you know, if you look at the pre-game total and spread, it's suggesting 80 to 74, which is kind of right in line with each team's scoring average. And I think with Delaware being at home, they typically score more at home, and teams playing Delaware overperforming because Delaware has such a horrible defense. I'm actually seeing this more of an 87 to 82 kind of game. I don't love the fact that, you know, I could possibly say, well, I'm going to go Delaware team total over, William and Mary team total over, full game over, and go into the halves over, because if something just goes wrong with the game, you're going to lose all your bets. So please, you know, don't play like 7 or 8 plays based on this one. I'm just telling you kind of what I like, and really the play that I like the most is over the full game total of 153.5. Let me know what you think. Hit me up on Twitter at Black and Teal. Find all my write-ups, hashtag Black and Teal CBB. Thanks for watching.